Hey YouTube, what is up? It is Teen for Life, and this is, I believe, my very first unboxing video that I have done. Whoop, there I am. What's up, guys? Anyway, it's been a pretty lazy Sunday, but I figured I'd do a quick unboxing video for you guys, just for the heck of it. Alright, so today we're unboxing the, I believe they're called Nindoroid. We are taking a look at the Nindoroid Edward Elric and Alphonse Elric from Full Metal Alchemist. Pretty great. I got my handy dandy tiny knife. It is very small. It is a very small boy. Anyway, with that being said, let's crack these puppies open and see what we can do with them. Now, I should mention, you guys, these are my very first Nindoroid figures. I have never really considered buying them. Mainly because both Figma figures and Nindoroid figures are pretty damn expensive for me. So I've never really thought about buying them, but first we're going to take a look at Alphonse. Now before we actually open the packaging, the box itself is pretty freaking detailed. On the back it shows all the different poses and whatnot, all the stuff. Pretty cool. So yeah, you know, nothing too special, just pretty cool box in itself. And with that being said, let's crack this puppy open. Come on, you damn box. There we go. These boxes are much harder to open than I thought they would be. We got some instructions. Not that we need them, but I mean, in case we do. Nothing really special. It's just a box. So we're going to put that aside for now, and we are going to take a look at Alphonse. Alright, so first thing that I noticed is the stand. I'm going to set that aside for now, though. And we're going to actually open the figure itself. Now, it might have some tape on it. Possibly. No, maybe it doesn't. I don't know. Alright, so it looks like a few pieces have already fallen out. Here we have a hand. Here we have a little hand for Alphonse. And with that, another hand, probably for the Kung Fu pose, if I'm not mistaken. So we're going to put those right over here. Alright, so next we have different heads. Now they do look similar, however, if you look closely, one of them has a little worried expression, while the other is more of a happy child of preciousness impression. So with that being said, we have two heads. We have, well, I guess three, counting the one that's on the body. But here is Alphonse Elric in his most basic. Now, from what it looks like, the head can actually pop off, revealing the blood seal. Now, if you guys are familiar with Full Metal Alchemist, you will know that the blood seal is what's keeping Alphonse's soul bonded to the armor. I found it actually pretty cool that they stuck this detail in. I don't know if you guys can see it, but there it is. There's the blood seal. Pretty cool how they actually stuck that detail in. It's, I mean, for such a small figure, it really is kind of detailed. Alright, so we got, sorry about the blurriness, I'm trying to fix that. Yellow. Alright, there we go. We have a knee bend, we have a foot bend, and as for posability, I don't think it's that posable. With such a small figure, there's only a certain amount of posability you can really do. But the arms are pretty posable, so that's pretty great. The shoulders are pretty posable. So I mean, really, you can get these figures in some pretty neat poses for their small size. And it looks like the front part of the armor can actually come undone, but I don't want to break it. Alright, so I really don't want to I don't want to break it to the point where I can't fix it. So I'm just going to put everything back the way it was, and, because like I said, guys, I don't really want to break this figure, since it was, in fact, about $60, and the cost of both of these figures combined was, in fact, in the 100 range. So unfortunately, these figures do not come cheap, which sucks, but it is what it is. You know, I can't really do shit about that. So here we have Alphonse Elric. Now, from the picture on the box, it looks like the front part of his armor can pop off, so that's what I'm trying to do right now, is just kind of pop the front part of his armor off without, like, breaking it. Alright, but I'll worry about that later. So here we have Alphonse Elric, and it looks like there is a possibility of changing his facial expressions, if I can figure out how to do that. Well, I guess the most normal thing to do would be to take a look at the old instructions. Alright, it says here, read the instructions. Well, guess what? I'm a man. I don't need no damn instructions. What you talking about? Alright, so clearly these figures are complicated as shit. Alright, so I'm not going to worry too much about the instructions right now, because this is in fact just a review video, not a full-on, you know, not a full-on video of every single piece of equipment that these figures contain. So, if we look here real quick, Alphonse does come with two little cats, which on the box it shows that the cats can go inside the armor, similar to how they appear in the anime. But with that being said, we're just going to kind of set the cats there. Now, what I want to figure out is, how do we take off the hands? So like I said, guys, I don't want to break this figure because it was $60, unfortunately. But so here is Alphonse Elric in his basic. I'm literally just gonna leave it as is for now. I might do another updated video on a full, you know, disassembly and reassembly if I feel the need to do so. But with that being said, here are the other two heads. Let me put those right here to show you guys. But with that being said, here is Alphonse Elric. And with that, I think we will move on to Edward Elric, because, well, I mean, like I said, guys, this is mainly just an unboxing as well as a review. But if you want me to do an updated video where I try to figure out how to piece together each and every part, let me know in the comments below. And with that being said, we're actually going to open the stand real quick, and we are going to figure out how to get Mr. Alphonse here to stand up. That will certainly be... Alright, so it looks like there is a spot for a peg to go, so I'm going to do that really quick. Alright, so that was a piece. That was a separate piece. I just now realized. Alright, so we're gonna pretty much attach Alphonse to his little stand so he can be allowed to, you know, stand. So here's the stand, and we're just pretty much going to attach Al to the stand and pretty much call it a day at that point. Man, they don't come easy, though, let me tell you. Alright, so here's Alphonse on his stand. I will probably try to get him into some poses later. But with that being said, I think it's time we review Edward Elric. So let's get this puppy open. Now, before I open the box, I want you guys to direct your attention to the back of the box. I find it really cool that they add his facial expression whenever someone calls him tiny. That is pretty cool. With that being said, let's get this puppy open. I'm not going to do a full-on review, as I've stated before, because this is mainly just an unopening video of me unopening the thing. And, alright, so here's what we're going to do, you guys. We are literally just going to open this puppy up. So if you guys haven't guessed already, this is in fact, well, I mean, you should have probably known by now because of the title of the video, but in case you didn't know, I was recently at my very first anime convention down in Tucson, and this is essentially one of the things that I bought down in Tucson and decided to pretty much review for you guys. So yeah, here is the figure itself, because that is probably the most interesting part. Looks like he still has some plastic on him. I'm gonna just take that off really quick. But yeah, so here is a very small boy. I forgot to replace his face with the Engadry face. I should probably do that. Alright, but here is Edward Elric, you guys. I gotta admit, I'm pretty impressed with how detailed these tiny figures are. I mean, really gotta give credit to the people that made Nendoroid for making them so detailed. But yeah, so this is Edward Elric. He's got some nice head swivel right there. And honestly, I'm not gonna be dwelling too much on the figure posability, because, like I said, this is only a review on the figure itself. As for the stand, we are going to get him there as well. Alright, so here is the stand, and it looks like there is some sort of peg piece, but I'm not entirely sure what this is. Probably for the neck or something, I don't know. But yeah, so here's the stand itself, you guys, if you were wondering what a Nendoroid stand looks like. However, if you are looking for any sort of Nendoroid review, I would highly recommend checking out a way more skilled toy review YouTuber than me, as I do not focus much on toy reviews. But because this was something that I bought while on my trip to the anime convention, I thought, hey, you know what? I think I'm going to review it anyway. So let's do some reviewing. So right now, it's literally just a struggle to get him to stand up. But whatever, we will figure it out later. So again, here's one more look at Edward. Now, I believe there is a way to change the facial expressions. So that's what I'm going to try to do right now. And hopefully I don't break the figure itself, because again, these figures are super expensive. So if you want to know how to take off the face, I think I just figured it out. And yeah, that's not creepy at all. Here's a little alchemy piece to do some displays with. Here is the Engadry face. You know what, I think I'm just going to lead with that. And there we go. And this is probably one of my favorite facial expressions so far. But yeah, so with that being said, here is one more facial expression. This is more of the I'd say this is the normal happy or cocky face expression. I mean, it's not like they tell you what the faces are on the box or anything. So with that being said, we are literally going to stick with this and move on to the accessories. So yeah, so here is Edward Elric. Now again, I will figure out how to make him stand eventually. But for now, we are just going to have to not worry about it, because this is kind of becoming a pain in my butt right now. Whatever, we'll figure it out later. So again, guys, I'm not going to get too focused on trying to pose him or stand him, but this is the figure itself. And along with that, we have some faces. And if that wasn't enough, we have, well, if I can get it out of the box, that is. We have some alchemy pieces, which I believe just go over the hands. This is to get that effect where he's like performing alchemy and that flash of light happens. But with that being said, we are going to poke out these. Alright, so here we have, I believe, a curved arm piece. If you want to get him into a pose, there's a piece for his curved arm to perform the alchemy, whatever it's called. But with that being said, we have 2 flat hands for performing alchemy when he clasps them together. And other than that, all we have left in the box is the metal arm. So we're gonna focus on that really quick because the metal arm is a huge aspect of his character. So here is the metal arm, and actually, what I'm gonna try to do is I'm gonna try to replace the metal arm and essentially try to put it on the figure. Alright, so again guys, I'm not going to focus too much on it, but here is the blade for the hand blade, the sword, whatever you want to call it. And if you want to take that, if you want to essentially replace the arm, what you have to do is now these figures are extremely complicated, so I would not recommend buying them if you want a simple figure. So far I'm not having much luck with this. But with that being said, here is the metal arm, and as for the figure itself, here it is again one more time. And I think I figured it out. This is a separate torso piece to create the "Don't Call Me Little" pose right there. Anyway, with that being said, guys, it has been a pretty lazy day today. But I figured I might as well get this video out for you guys while I have this time. So yeah, here is, I'm going to just brush these aside for now. Here is Alphonse right here. And along with that, we have Edward, who I still cannot get on the flipping stand, but I'm not going to focus on that at the moment. I've said that like how many 100 times now. Still bothers me that I can't get him on the stand. Close enough. But yeah, so here is Edward Elric. His big ass head makes it hard for him to stand up, so that is unfortunate. But with that being said, looks like the stand can in fact plug in. However, it is not doing such a great job of plugging into his back. So that is something worth noting, you guys. If you want to buy this figure, you have to just push very hard on the stand, and eventually I'm sure you guys will get it. As for me, not having much luck here. Anyway, with that being said, the stand's not too important. I mean, it does help him stand up, but, you know, whatever. He can fall. I just, honestly, I stopped caring at this point. I don't really have time to meddle around too much, so that is unfortunate, but, anyway, here is the metal arm once again, and with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. I am terribly sorry I failed so badly at trying to get him to stand up, but it is what it is. So, with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed this video, And I hope you guys have a wonderful week, and I will see you in the next video. Also, I have some super fun videos coming up at some point, so stay tuned, stick around, and I will see you guys real soon. Peace.